Hey, what's going on, guys and girls? Cody here with some free-for-all on Village. Probably one of my favorite maps of Modern Warfare 3, mainly because it's more of a larger size map compared to some of the others. Got some good sight lines, some good wide open points of view. I know a lot of guys prefer these smaller maps because it really keeps them in the action, and when they die and they have to spawn, they don't have to run quite so far to get back into the game. Me, however, I'm more of a bit of a thinker. I like to plan my moves out and kind of think ahead, and I just feel like when I'm on a larger map, I can put more distance between me and the enemy players, give me more room to act, more time to think, and give me more of a strategic and tactical approach to the game. Okay, so anyway, if you missed my last video, that kind of kicks off what we're talking about in this video here. We're talking about the how my strategies for being successful at free-for-all in this game, which to me, in my opinion, is harder than any other free-for-all and any other Call of Duty that's ever been around. So we'll talk a little bit about that. We're also going to be talking about my class setup, and we do discuss a little bit about that and my strategies for free-for-all in the previous video. So if you didn't see that, you might want to go and check that out. There's an annotation at the top of the screen. You can click that, and there's also going to be a link at the end of this video. Cool, so anyway, before we get into the strategies, let's talk a little bit about my class setup. I'm running the ACR here with the kick proficiency and a red dot sight. Although, please note that at this point in time, this was a bit of an older game. I hadn't unlocked the attachment proficiency yet, and I have now. So usually now I'm running my ACR with a silencer and a red dot sight. I just find that the ACR has a manageable enough recoil and is still pretty accurate without the extra assistance from the kick, that you don't really need it, and you can usually do just fine without something like that. That's in my opinion anyway. Okay, but in any case, my perk setups for my preliminary perks are going to be the Sleight of Hand Pro, Quick Draw Pro, and Sit Rep. And I don't have Sit Rep Pro quite yet, but I am getting a little bit closer to it. Just seems like there's a lot of enemy equipment that you got to destroy in order to get that. Okay, now as far as my strike package goes, you've got three different packages that you can choose from: the assault, the support, and the specialist. The specialist is the one that I like using the most. And if you don't know what that is, basically instead of unlocking kill streaks such as a UAV or a predator missile or a helicopter, you unlock perks, and those perks are added on top of the other perks. They don't replace the perks that you have currently. They are added onto the ones that you've already got. So you just keep adding new perks, and then you get a new perk for every 2, 4, and 6 kill streak, unless you're running hardline, and then it's going to be every 1, 3, and 5 kill streak. And then if you get an 8 kill streak or 7 with hardline, you unlock every perk in the game. You've got all these perks at one time. So really great strike package to use if you're kind of running as a lone gunner type thing. Especially in free-for-all. If you're running in a team-based game, the support strike package might be best, or even the assault. A lot of the kill streaks for the assault strike package require you to call things in where you have to take shelter, such as the predator missile or the assault drone, that sort of thing. And having a team nearby to protect you while you're kind of vulnerable on the ground somewhere can be really beneficial. But in free-for-all, you're all alone, you don't have anybody to protect you, and having this specialist package where you get all these extra perks really works well. Now, the way I've got mine set up in this particular game is I have 3 perks that I have 3 perks that I really appreciate using, and this is what's so great about this. I would love to have been able to in previous games, say, use a like, let's take Call of Duty 4 for example, or Modern Warfare 2. I would have loved to be able to use stopping power and then another second tier perk, maybe cold-blooded or something. I don't know, something. There's a lot of times where I just really wanted to have 2 perks out of the same tier, and I couldn't do it, and I can do it with this particular package. And I've got it set up. My first 2 kill streak that I unlock is going to be my blind eye, and I go ahead and unlock that because I start unlocking perks that are going to keep me off the radar and help me stay alive even longer. For my 4 kill streak, I have Assassin Pro, and really, when I think back in retrospect, I could really switch Assassin for Blind Eye, because normally you're not going to expect to see a lot of aerial support once you get your first 2 kills of the game. So I probably unlocked that Blind Eye on my Specialist package just a little early, in my opinion. Might be something to consider. And that's one thing you really need to think about when you're choosing what perks to unlock and when to unlock them in the game. You got to try to prioritize what you're going to need at what point in time of the game, and what's going to be most advantageous to you later on, what's going to be most advantageous to you in the middle of your kill streaks. So you kind of really got to think about it through, and you can really play with different combinations. You can decide what perks you want to open at what kill streak, and you can, when you work on that, you can really customize it to your liking. Okay, so second of all, I had the Assassin perk that's going to be unlocked for my 4 kill streak, and again, that's just keeping me off the radar a little bit more, giving me more advantage over the enemy players. And then last but not least, Scavenger, because obviously I don't want to run out of ammo. I'm kind of going for some pretty decent kill streaks, or at least I'm trying to, and ammo is going to eventually become scarce. But I do have it set up for the last perk because the ACR does have a pretty decent sized clip, and I can usually get up to 6 kills before I really need to start worrying about resupplying. Okay, now as far as the strategy for free-for-all goes, and I talked about that a little bit in my last video, basically what I like to do is find a piece of the map where I can easily hold down and defend, and that doesn't mean I'm camping or anything like that. I'm finding usually a pretty large area that I can watch, and there's usually multiple pathways and sight lines that I have to keep an eye on, but at the same time the area is easy to defend based on the amount of cover there is, and just, you know, just in general, like right here, you can see the sightlines I have right here. There's really good sightlines that'll give me an advantage over the other player, because I could see him easily. While on the other hand, he would not have been able to see me peeking through that little hole. So when we're looking for a little piece of the map, we're looking for cover. We're also looking for areas that we could take shelter in if we did not have our Blind Eye perk unlocked yet. And this little tunnel system right here in front of me works great for that. So I'm always making sure that I've got a building or something I can get in. It's just somebody calling a helicopter, and I'm not running Blind Eye to keep me off the radar. As far as where I pick my position, typically I like to pick the corners of the map. If you look at an aerial view of the map, it's usually in the shape of a square, and there's 4 corners on a square. Any one of those 4 corners makes for a great position to hold down, because you can see right here, like I'm looking down the side, I can see the sight lines in the bridge. I don't have to worry about what's behind me. I don't have to worry about what's to the left of me. And then when I look down to the right side, I don't have to worry about what's to the right of me, and I don't have to worry about what is behind me for the most part. So I'm really limiting the amount of sight lines. Previously, in previous Call of Duty titles, I would like to travel around the perimeter of the map and kind of keep my focus toward the interior. It doesn't work out that way so much in this game now, because there are just so many little alleyways and paths and that sort of thing that you have to watch out for, and each time you pass one, especially in free-for-all, somebody could easily spawn in those things and just wait for you to come past and then pop you in the back before you know you're there. So staying a little more stationary, staying in more of a more centralized and controlled area is really going to help improve your game and really decrease your deaths, or at least it does for me. I take more of a tactical approach to the game. If you're more of a run and gunner, then you know this strategy may not be something that's appealing to you. However, for me, being a thinker and liking to take more strategic points of view to the game, it works out great. I'm keeping myself at a good distance. And this particular area, and here's another thing to consider, how much traffic you got coming directly to you. Now, this particular area of the map that I'm using, it doesn't really have a lot of direct traffic. There's not a lot of people that come over to this area, or at least not yet. Eventually, they might start coming over here. If they don't start coming over here, people don't really expect me to be hanging out there. So when I take them out, usually they're not looking in my direction, and it really takes them by surprise. And also, I have some really great sight lines. Like you saw before, I had the sight lines on the bridge. I got a sight lines on the tunnel. I've got sight lines on this center middle area. Okay, so now right here, I'm starting to move. I've killed a few people from that same area. And when you start killing people from the same area, and whether you're camping or just holding down a particular portion of the map, after you start killing people over and over again, eventually somebody's going to catch on, and they're going to start coming over there and spamming you with grenades and rockets and that sort of thing. So eventually you're gonna have to be able to move, and you're gonna have to know exactly where you want to go. And as per my typical style, as I'm moving from one portion of the map to the other, I am going to still stick to the perimeters because, after all, it is the best way to reduce the amount of sight lines on you. And if you run through the middle of the map, you've got people from the edges of the map and the center. It's just really a hectic place to be, in my personal opinion. So I'm kind of making my rounds around the map because I didn't want to stay in that same area too long. And you notice I come straight back to the area. If you have to move, you can always come back to that spot later because eventually people are going to notice that you're not there anymore and give up on coming to that spot, and it's going to become safe for you again toward the end of the game. But anyway, that's pretty much it. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Be sure and click that like button if you did. It really does help me a lot. All right, now right here we've got a couple of videos that you might want to check out. The one on the left is actually kind of an introduction to this channel. If you're a new subscriber or somebody who just kind of stumbled along my channel or my videos, this video is going to talk a little bit about what the channel's all about and what I'm all about, and kind of give you an idea of what you're getting yourselves into by clicking that subscribe button. And the video on the right, that's the video I was talking about earlier. That kind of goes into my strategies and tactics for free-for-all, and this is actually my first ever Modern Warfare 3 gameplay, so if you guys would go and give that video a quick like and a favorite, I'd really appreciate that. It'd make my heart super happy. And then you can click on my name down at the bottom to subscribe to this channel, which is the best way to keep up with the latest and greatest content for Modern Warfare 3. I just want to thank you guys for watching, and peace out.